But before we end, the closing remarks and conclusions. Sitting quietly in the back, we have Paul Graham, a good friend from South Africa. He is the president of the International Steering Committee of the Community of Democracies, a tireless campaigner for human rights, and the executive director of the Institute for Democracy in South Africa. Paul, would you come and give us your comments and conclusions on this wonderful day?
Thank you very much. I chair a Community of Democrats representing all the regions of the world. And as you will see in the folder at our conference in Lisbon, there was a special resolution on it, which was one of the reasons why this conference happened. Very important conference, and thank you for it. I want to say three very brief things. The first is, the problem with democracy is not the definition of democracy, but rather its implementation. It's really very simple. There are two struggles. The first is struggle against oligarchies to claim or reclaim power for the people. The second equally important struggle is to claim recognition as people, whether that is women within a patriarchal society, migrants in homogeneous societies, or any linguistically or ethnically marginalized group of people. And to stand up and say, we are indeed the people who claim to rule. The second thing I want to say is a great thank you to the Community of Democracies International Secretariat for arranging this conference, and in particular thank you to the City of Warsaw for their support. It is the right and privilege of those who have achieved their democracy to make available their resources to those who continue to aspire for democracy. And we really appreciate the contribution that Poland is making in that regard. And then the third thing I want to say is really to conclude with a quote from the person who now stands even above my own country, and that is Mr. Nelson Mandela. It's always impossible until it's done. Thank you very much.
About achieving the impossible. It gives me enormous pleasure to introduce to you Jolanta Kwaśniewska, who was for 10 years the First Lady of the Republic of Poland. She is the founder and president of the foundation Communication Without Barriers, a foundation that reaches out to and helps those that are most disadvantaged in society. Madam, you have the floor.
Because I decided to tell a few words in Polish language. Believe me, my Polish is better than my English, and we have fantastic translators. Are you ready?
Okay. First of all, I would like to say how happy I am that I am now in a group of so outstanding women who have been participating in today's meeting. I have been interested in the questions of women in the world for many years, and for many years I have had the pleasure and honor to participate in several large global organizations which support women. However, only getting prepared for this particular meeting today, I got acquainted with a number of sources, and I got different information about what is happening in Iran. And I am happy that I got acquainted with several great women who came here from Iran, and I deeply believe that this is only the first meeting of ours, and that we will do our best to be able to act together. A meeting like today's is a firework. I like the saying that we must put more steam to the engine and less to the whistle. Because, sorry for saying that, Professor, but I believe that men love meetings and discussing things. And I have the feeling that we women, we are fed up with all those unceasing discussions. Girls are smiling, and I am convinced that they are very deeply in agreement with this philosophy. And this can be really testified by the presence of Madam Gronkiewicz, who is a fantastic woman who works here in Warsaw. And I really am so happy that there is a number of people here, like, for example, Hanna Gronkiewicz-Waltz. I have known her for years, and we know very well what we are talking about when we talk about solidarity. I was born in Gdańsk, a city of solidarity, in 1979, 1 year before the revolution. Before what started in Gdańsk, I left that city. I don't know, perhaps today I could be sitting next to Hanna Gronkiewicz-Waltz as a participant of those events. However, my life took a different course. But I have this solidarity deeply in my heart. And I helped Hanna for the last 14 years. And can I tell this, Hanna? I'm really very proud of being her friend. Because during such meetings, we have to say that this is not only about words. These words are very important. They will be written down. I'm very deeply convinced, Professor, that there will be a follow-up of these words, that it is not only about today's meeting, but I'm convinced that we will start thinking how we can act together. You are in the country of solidarity, dear ladies, and I have this deep conviction and this deep hope that this solidarity, this sense of solidarity, will be taken by you from Poland to your countries. There are outstanding women here, like Henryka Krzywonos, Angelika Borys. They are so small, but they are able to carry so much. Why such things happened that women in Iran, in that particular place, which is not very understandable to us, that it was women that started that fight for dignity. The words which are very important to me were uttered during this conference, the words which were expressed by Lodan Borumant. She used the word dignity. The word dignity has always meant a lot in my life. And respect. Everybody is worth respect and dignity. Nobody has the right to depreciate our position, our self-esteem. What is happening in Iran is very saddening to me. We have heard many opinions, many voices who have said what the outer world can do for the women in Iran. I believe that the first thing, which is very important, is that the outer world can provide education. Education is an absolute fundament. At different forums participate. We say that the first thing is education. It is to educate about the civil society, and it should be done as early as possible. Thanks to you, we heard this very important sentence: education which should be targeted at girls. As a member of the international movement of Madame Mubarak, a movement of women of Islam, I can hear it from all over the world. This is repeated by all mothers. I want my daughter to be better educated than I am. I want my daughter to have the sense of her self-esteem. And this is the basic thing.